Hello Virgo, and welcome to your July. Is your ex coming back? So now I don't know if you guys are cross watchers for any of the signs that are already done. In any case, I am changing the modus operandi and what's going to be happening from now on. More clicks, faster you get your reading. Meaning that if you had way less clicks last month, then this time you're number 5, that means you'll have to click more to kind of go up. Right? Because you're not going to get it first out. And it really depends how much work I have in the day and how much time I can devote to the general readings. Next, if you're first time here, welcome. And I would gauge this reading by if you're getting messages. You might not get all the messages. You definitely should look for your ascendant, for your moon sign, for sure. Sometimes people check their Venus because that basically tells you how romantic you're going to be this month. But that's how you kind of like comprise all these details to kind of get a better, fuller reading. Or you can get a private reading from me via cattarot.ca. These cards over here, newbies, are significators. They are exactly the same because this is a spread I've been developing for about 2 years to really get to the bottom of what they need to have. So we have the Magician category, which is tells me what basically needs to happen, what is going for you. In this Temperance reverse, it's going to tell me what needs to be glued in this relationship. So these are two significators, either or can be you. I mean, even if you're female, it can be male, because in general readings, this is kind of like hard to kind of like put it down. So if you hear me saying somebody, that means either of you could have done it, right? So like say somebody was cheating, could be you, could be them. It's kind of like communication energy in between the two of you. 8 of Wands, then Judgment. What is karma? Talking about this relationship, lessons, and next steps over there. So let me start to shuffle for you, Virgo, for July. Virgo for July. Virgo for July. Virgo for July. Okay, Virgo for July. 10 of Wands reversed, 5 of Swords reversed, the Star, Ace of Swords, which is a karma card as well, 9 of Swords. Like something started really well. It could have been that was a very, very fast start to something, but it ended up being a possible nightmare where two people totally didn't see the same situation. Like one seen apple, another one seen an orange. Tiger? With us? Sorry, my puppy decided to create noise right now. Now we have the Magician, which basically says anything could have happened in this situation. Anything. You could have renewed this relationship. It could be also that is telling me that some of you had a relationship that was on and off for quite a bit. Could have been some burdens, could have been some lies, could have been that certain situation needed to be faced. And for some of you, it could have been even interference by third person, or having ability or regaining ability to trust all over again, right? So Ace of Swords is something that is really, really powerful, and that's why I call it karma card. It's the fastest card in this entire deck. It's the bridge between the major arcana and minor arcana. So it's almost like it's the messenger between gods and us mortals. So this person is already almost like being trained, even though they are like just getting those messages. So this is really telling me that possibly there was like this hope that basically both of you are currently generating, that you know what, we can make this work. Let's try it just like once more. Let's be objective. Let's kind of like recover from something. I don't know, like was it that somebody was very nervous? Somebody really felt, let's call it betrayed. Somebody felt maybe let down. And like now there is like a situation where maybe you're going to sit and talk, because this card is actually definitely saying, well, you know, communication can happen. And the Magician, also another one, and also you have a 10 here, so it can indicate a new beginning. So be careful with new beginnings, guys, because new beginnings are great. They are like sexy, they are enthusiastic, but if you haven't resolved the issue, if you haven't cleared and put everything, then it's going to turn out to be same old, right? And it can actually turn out that somebody's really arrogant. How dare you do this to me? You know, like, we've been through it and that kind of stuff. So it's very important to look at it that way. So far so good. And then you have the Empress, the Sun, the Moon. Oh my gosh. You have the Sun, the Moon, and the Star. That is a very unique situation. Unfortunately, the Sun is in the category of what needs to be repaired. Somebody has issues with commitment, and this is weird. They have issues with commitment, and they are saying this is the fairest thing I can tell you. You also might be dealing with an air sign, guys, over here. Oh boy, Virgo, an air sign, that is a feat. What is this all about? You might be dealing with Taurus, you might be dealing with Pisces, you might be dealing with fire signs as well, Leo, kind of a thing. Even Aquarius and Gemini. As I said, like, I mean, this is like a strong fire air that I see over here, meaning that you probably are going out of your way to expand yourself, to understand yourself. The Sun in this category is not good, because there is like that letdown that is kind of like repeating over here, because just think about it, like, what needs to be glued? You need to find joy. You need blah, my English. You need to find joy in your life, in your relationship. It almost looks like somebody turned the switch off and you never replaced that light bulb that died, and that light bulb has this big name joy on it. You cannot have a relationship without joy. It looks like this person is like not the type of a person who makes you laugh. That type of person who this person is like somebody who is very, especially air. Air is a really tough partner to Virgo. Not that it's impossible, not at all. In fact, this is neutral combination. It's not negative combination. But in order for this combination to thrive, you need to understand your partner very well. And this could be like those huge misunderstandings and laziness and apathy and do it my way. And like, this is a harder communication for a relationship, also depending on your ascendant, on your moon sign, and your Venus. But what I really see here, that you wanted to be strong, this Empress, like you wanted to be very earthy, being an earth sign, and they wanted to be very airy. So earth and air, sort of like, they don't impact that much. Earth cannot do really any harm to air. I mean, I guess it can pollute it, right, to that sense. And wind can do enormous damage to earth, right? So it could have been something like this person could be very reckless that you're dealing with, somebody who is quickly jumping to conclusions, who is moving very, very fast, where it looks like you want slow and steady. And because of this kind of like quicksilver attitude, you might be even feeling, I don't know, maybe this person is not really into me, even though I see here even a commitment. So do not, guys, give up. Look, I have here this infinity sign on the Magician. I have infinity on strength. And I think we have also infinity on the World card. And we have infinity on Two of Pentacles. And Two of Pentacles is not the best card to get in relationships. This here tells me that you're dealing with somebody who is very unconventional, and this is like driving you nuts, where you really want something conventional. Empress and the Hierophant, when they're like opposing each other, they really clash. But check this out, you have 5 majors in this row. So something within this month, and it's most likely when you're entering Mercury. Hi, Sally. When you're entering Mercury retrograde, it might be a return of this person, and might be, you know, in a very clinical way, kind of like, let's discuss how can this be done. And then you might state, well, you know, I need to be the special one, I need to be on the pedestal. And he's going to say, you know what, I don't know if this is the fairest, if this is the fair stuff. Okay, I can honor it. And then the next moment they change, because air signs do that. Not necessarily they will change to lie to you about that, but sort of like things can actually go in that direction. The moon, it really indicates jealousy. So these two cards that are generally, or three cards that are generally extremely good, now it's really saying they're like something that is disintegrating you. And it's almost like pointing out that on your end, you should work on bringing more joy to this relationship and less jealousy. On their end, they should be more expressive and more emotional and more quick to shred your ideas, etc., etc., because they have to kind of like say, look, maybe I'm not going to put the ring on your finger. If this is important for you, ring and children, then I'm not for you. And that's what I see right now. But if you really want to be with me and explore and see where it's going, sure. That's kind of like what I see. The Strength card is a really positive card. It really talks about that this person might actually achieve that elegance in wording, in how they position themselves, because I really think it's not so much what they do, but how they say things and how they blur things that kind of like drives you nuts. So let's see what else we see for this month. We have another five of wands, and 2 of swords. You know, I really think that you really want commitment, and you're feeling that you're not getting it. You feel this person has to come toward you, and you have to be the choice. It's kind of like one of those dating scenarios where you date and then you have the talk. I hate the talk. I came from Europe. We never had the talk. When you would meet somebody, if you start to kiss somebody, if you start to be intimate with someone, then, you know, you have to call it off before you start with somebody else. And it's to me impossible idea that I'll be dating somebody who maybe is doing that. But this kind of like sounds like that talk over here, and people establishing their own boundaries, and this is what I want to do. And these are like kind of like hard. It is for you to kind of, it is hard for you to kind of like say which direction you really want to go, because like this card talks about everything seems to be fuzzy when you even go in one direction, because this person can really dribble you verbally. Sorry, I keep hearing from behind cat and dog playing, and it's really, really hard when you're trying to focus, at least for me. So they're coming through, but they are more into, I am not so sure if I really want a commitment over there. And it's going to be talk about that. And they are still in the phase that they want to explore their life. They want to explore their possibilities. And you're going to find that as a betrayal. So see, you need to understand something, guys. This person is not bad. But this person is not currently able to offer you what you want and possibly what you need. And because of that, it creates that emotional wave in you, which then you express, and then they become either arrogant, or they start running, or they're going in a different direction. But whenever you kind of like separate a little bit, then this gentleness again come to the surface. So you need to kind of think about it. Like if you throw a stone in a muddy river, and it was clear, if you throw the stone in a clear river in the mud on the bottom, it's going to become muddy. So you know what they say, don't throw stones in glass houses. You have to really figure out which way is it that you want to do it. You're very hopeful. You see, like you're going from 17 to 18 to 19. So there is like the celestial composition where you have the star, the sun, and the moon. So this is progress, but the progress is getting staled. You have to find more fun like in this relationship. You maybe have to go step backwards and see when was the time that you had fun. Not all relationships have to go to the altar, and you guys, you shouldn't be sitting at home and waiting for the right one, and the right one would never arrive unless you have all of these experiences in life. And who knows, maybe this person is going to be the right one. Just don't jump the gun. Don't kind of like cast this person away, because I see that like after everything has been said and done, then there is like this upset that is happening over here, and I'm not so sure why. I'm not so sure why is this huge, almost looks like it's going to be an ultimatum. If you guys are going to set an ultimatum, they're going to leave you. So that's what I'm seeing over here. Yes, the chance is definitely here, but if you kind of like push this too hard and tighten this knot too hard, it's going to break. So my Virgo, don't forget clicking, don't forget checking your other things like your ascendant and your moon sign, because that's also going to give you additional things. If you're first time here, if any of this resonated with your situation, that was meant for you to hear, so I would advise you subscribe. And if you really want your own reading, which kind of like is going to really tell you which of these decisions you're going to really reach, contact me at cattarot.ca and we can go from there. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget commenting, liking, sharing, all the sort of beautiful things. So that way, next time your stuff can come faster than the other people's other signs. Love you and all the best.